Good afternoon. Welcome to Waukegan, Illinois, near Chicago. I'm George Johnson, the Bonanza Man, and today we're here to show you a beautiful 1984 Bonanza B-36TN. It's not a B-36TC anymore because this airplane has been converted from a B-36TC to a B-36 that is turbo normalized with a Tornado Alley Turbo Whirlwind conversion. Let's take a look. Eddie, tell me why you decided to convert your B-36TC to a B-36TC turbo normalized.
It's a good question, George. When I bought the airplane, its purpose was to fly long distances between Chicago, southern Florida, and Colorado. I found that the airplane was burning 21 to 22 gallons an hour just to keep the engine cool. With the amount of fuel that the airplane was carrying, which is 110 maximum, 102 usable, my range was greatly diminished because of the amount of fuel that I was putting through the airplane. In addition to that, with the TKS system and the fluid, my payload was now down to 330 pounds. Tornado Alley had come up with an STC giving me a 200-pound gross weight increase and the ability to run the airplane lean of peak, which was not possible under the factory installed turbocharged engine. Given that I liked the airplane, I was willing to go the extra mile and let them do the conversion. Subsequently, I've been very, very happy with the product now. My range, I'm able to stay up in the air if I want for about 5 hours and still land the airplane with in excess of an hour's worth of fuel in the tanks. Great safety feature.
Okay, tell me about the performance difference.
The performance is oh so slightly slower when I'm running lean of peak because I'm putting less fuel in and more air. However, the compromise or the trade-off that I'm making is well worth the additional sacrifice.
Sounds good. November 515 Echo Kilo only has 3,600 hours total time. It has 730 since this engine was converted to an N515EK by Barrett Performance Engines in Oklahoma. This engine has GAMI fuel injectors, the JPI EDM 700 graphic engine monitor including fuel flow, plus the JPI 450 fuel flow. It has a new air conditioner compressor, it has a Tannis engine heater, and it also has an intercooler. And this is a turbo normalized Whirlwind conversion N515EK. 515 Echo Kilo has a 3-blade Super Scimitar prop that only has 730 hours since new. You'll also notice that it has the TKS de-ice system that has a prop slinger that de-ices the front of the airplane and also the windshield. If you don't have enough de-ice, you also have a separate windshield de-icer on this airplane that also provides TKS to the windshield. 515 Echo Kilo is equipped with VGs. VGs lower your stall speed and make this a safer airplane. In addition to this, you'll notice that the leading edges of the wing and the tail have the titanium TKS de-ice system. Just as I showed you on the prop, this airplane is fully TKS de-iced. November 515 Echo Kilo has a beautiful paint job. This airplane got new paint and interior in 2002. The current owner has owned this airplane since 2001. He's kept it in a heated hangar. This is a beautiful airplane. There are a few paint chips here and there, but the paint and interior are all overall excellent condition. The B-36TC has the large cargo door and club seating. You'll notice this is also equipped with tinted window inner panes. Let's take a look inside. November 515 Echo Kilo has a beautiful leather interior. This interior was brand new in 2002, but it looks almost brand new now. Take a look at the condition of the leather seats, and the cabin table, and the side walls and the windows, and the headliner. Really an excellent condition. You've got plenty of room back here. I'm almost 6 feet tall, and I've got plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room, and with this armrest it's almost like sitting in an easy chair in my living room. The tail on 515 Echo Kilo is in excellent condition. You won't see any corrosion anywhere. The airplane has no damage history and is really in great shape. The annual in 2012 was done by Windward Aviation, one of the best beach shops in the country. And they do a very thorough annual. Wow, look at this panel. This is the nicest panel I've ever seen on a B-36TC Bonanza. Let's take a look. Eddie, tell me how you designed this panel.
George, I wanted to install the Chelton Flight Logic system in the airplane. And primary concern of mine was to keep the primary flight display in front of the pilot. In order to do that, a lot of the primary instruments had to be moved. The manifold pressure, the RPM gauge, the fuel flow, temperature, pressure, and instrument air are now on the left side. In front of me is the primary flight display, which replaces all of the instruments around the perimeter. We have the airspeed indicator on the left. We have the compass rose as a flat strip up top. On the side here, we have the altimeter reading, the altitude reading, I should say. The altimeter is along the vertical strip, controllable, along with different altitudes. On the bottom, we have indicators of GPS or a nav indicator. In the center of the panel, we have something called primary flight display, which takes the place of the old V-bars. What this instrument does is tell the pilot exactly how the airplane is positioned in regard to clearing obstacles that are in front of him. It also moves directionally as an artificial horizon would. If the airplane were to climb, we would see this instrument going up 5 degrees, 10 degrees, and likewise going down.
What are the little boxes?
These boxes on the left are called the highway in the sky. And what that tells the pilot is where to position the airplane to be dead on course. That takes the place of the dots that we would have on an older HSI. The magenta in the middle tells the pilot where the airplane is in relationship to course dead center. Another little point here, these three gray dots below show the configuration of the landing gear. Those dots indicate that the gear is down. In flight, the dots are not visible.
In addition to the electronic flight instrumentation system, you have a standby artificial horizon which houses a flight director, a secondary flight director, and beside that is a King KCS-55A slaved HSI for your number 2 nav, and this works off of your Garmin 530W with WAAS. This airplane is equipped with altitude pre-select. You'll notice we've selected 3,000 feet. Below this is the JPI EDM 700 graphic engine monitor, which monitors all 6 cylinders and also your turbine inlet temperature. Below this is a standby true airspeed indicator. And then you have a standby altimeter below that. 515 Echo Kilo is equipped with Tornado Alley Turbo's intercooler system. This gauge measures the temperature difference between the incoming air and the outgoing air. An intercooler improves the airplane's performance by keeping the air cooler going into the engine. Now let's take a look at the avionics stack. The airplane is equipped with a Garmin GMA 340 audio panel with your 3-light marker beacons and a 6-place intercom system, including 2 Bose headset jacks. Below this is a Chelton multifunction display. Eddie, tell us the best features of this multifunction display.
The multifunction display is a visual depiction looking down as though you were several thousand feet above the airplane. What you're looking at here is the airport we're presently at and a magenta line going to the destination of Racine, Wisconsin. It also shows traffic in the area about your 8 o'clock position, 600 feet above the airplane, and you see it's moving to the south. Over here, you have the destination airport, the magnetic heading, and the nautical miles to the destination. Estimated time is also depicted here. These rings are selectable. Here's Lake Michigan. The orange cones are radio towers or other types of towers that are in the area to caution the pilot as to what's in front of the airplane. The reason that we have an orange color here is because we're on the ground and this is depicting the ground as though we were too close to it, which we certainly are. The green is different forestry close to the lake. Around the circumference is the compass rose. If there were weather in the area, we would see a depiction of the storm scope displayed wherever there were cells.
Below the Chelton multifunction display is a Garmin SL30 Navcom that's digital and flip-flop display. And below this are 2 transponders. The first transponder is a Garmin GTX 327 digital transponder, and below that is a King KT79 transponder. To the right of the instrument panel is a Garmin 530W with WAS. This is your number 2 Navcom, and it has several different pages. This is the nav page we're on, and this is a secondary nav page. This is your traffic page, and this has the 9900BX active traffic. The next page is your storm scope page. This is your lightning detection page that shows lightning strikes. And then we have your XM weather. And then this is your terrain page, and it will show red since we're on the ground. And then we have your information and your satellite pages. Below this is your JPI 450 fuel flow system. And although your EDM 700 has fuel flow, you have a secondary fuel flow system here that's also digital. Below this is your TKS de-ice system. 515 Echo Kilo is equipped with a full TKS de-ice system, and you have 2 modes on this system. You have anti-ice and you have de-ice. The airplane puts out a lot more fluid when you're in the de-ice mode and will actually de-ice the airplane. In addition to all the other great equipment, 515 Echo Kilo is equipped with air conditioning and a complete set of co-pilot instruments. 515 Echo Kilo is equipped with the King KFC 200 Autopilot Flight Director Slaved HSI system. The Autopilot will follow either the Chelton primary flight display or your secondary number 2 nav, the King KCS 55A. It also is equipped with yaw damp. Now let's take a look at the pilot's control wheel. In the front you have a mic button or push to talk button, On top, you have a control wheel steering button which syncs your flight director with your autopilot. And then we have an autopilot disconnect button. And then we have your electric trim switch. In the center of the panel, we have a control wheel clock which doubles to time approaches. On the right side of the control wheel, we have a map light that puts a light in your lap, a light in your outside air temperature gauge, and a light in your compass. To the right of that, we have a transponder ident button, and then we have an EFIS mute button to mute the advisory system from your Chelton EFIS system. 515 Echo Kilo is equipped with built-in oxygen. In fact, at the annual that was completed this year in 2012, the airplane got brand new oxygen bottles, which are good for 24 years. 515 Echo Kilo is equipped with rose and sun visors. The windows are also very clear, and it has a 3/8" windshield that has also been replaced. In addition to this, it has the G&D tinted window interpanes. If you want to see the nicest V36TC that's turbo-normalized in the country, that's on the market today, you need to visit Waukegan, Illinois, and see 515 Echo Kilo. This airplane is equipped with the N515B turbo-normalized engine with an intercooler, with a graphic engine monitor, air conditioning, the TKS de-ice system, the Chelton EFIS glass primary flight display and multifunction display, and tons of other equipment as you've seen in this video. Come visit the owner in Waukegan, Illinois to see this beautiful airplane, and give us a call at Carolina Aircraft at 336-665-0300 to see this beautiful B-36TN and all of our other nice Bonanzas and Barons. Be sure to visit CarolinaAircraft.com to see all of our other beautiful Bonanzas and Barons. Have a great day.